for EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the home of one of the most terrifying holes in all of golf, the 18th, set atop Devil's Cauldron Volcano. I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're here today in the South Pacific Ocean. This course has it all: cliff shots, shortcuts, a skull-shaped green, and of course, the volcano. Frank, what do you make of this most unusual layout?
Rich, it's not for the faint-hearted. You'll see Buccaneers Bay out there, well, to be avoided, like a lot of the traps out there. Anybody with a cutlass or, flying the wrong flag, stay away from them as well. But there's green fairways. There's a little green on the end with the right place to go. Find that, that's your treasure.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Spieth trying to light the fuse. This one's for birdie. -1 in the early going. Frank, I've seen some par threes around the world. This is one of the best I have ever seen.
It's certainly a sharp-edged par 3 going across that ravine. Well protected by a couple of bunkers short of the screen, and it's very well fortified. And certainly not one to send it over that right bow, because you'll find those two ponds down there.
Need a good blast off the tee. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Stays at 1 under with that par. Well, Frank, on this hole, the play obviously is to the left, but not too far left.
Too far left and you find the water. You'll find a water grave down there, but you're right. Skinny fairway down that left side. This old Captain Hook does bend to the right. And good tee shot, you just might be able to reach this par 5 in 2.
Funny that a hole called Captain Hook would bend to the right. Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the club.
Well, this is always one of the toughest moments in any round. You've made a mistake, you hit it OB, you're disappointed, but you have to regroup, you have to focus, and try to get this next one in play. This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. This is a good-looking shot. On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. Well, here at the fourth, the tee shot, Frank, requires a player to be extremely accurate. I mean, they do not give you a wide space to land that golf ball.
Plus, that fairway is anything other than straight. It's more serpent-like. So you've got to know exactly how far you hit your driver so you can decide which part of that fairway to land it on. Wonderful backdrop in the distance, though. There's Devil's Cauldron, the volcano in the distance.
That is some sight. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. So young and so accomplished already. Jordan Spieth, ready with his approach. Exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
So a tester from 4 feet. Good stroke, just came up empty. Did the job right there. Fifth hole, Frank, here at Treasure Island. It's an uphill, it's clear, uphill par 4.
And not very long, just a little bend to the left. Maybe the longest hitters might be able to get close to this par 4 with their tee shot. Otherwise, it just sets up to a nice little pitch to a very irregular shaped green.
And the Jolly Roger up here, the skull and the crossbones, but those bunkers are sort of fascinating because they don't appear to be really well maintained the way you normally see.
Well, every time you play this hole, they get a little deeper. I think them pirates have been out there digging for anything other than balls.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. Third birdie of the round. Frank, I just love the features of Treasure Island. Most golf courses, you're hitting around trees and bunkers, but here you have that sort of strange formation right in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a big needle-nosed rock there, but the view that you get on the tee because of the severe elevation makes this hole that much shorter. And the goal, needless to say, keep it left to that. And, well, that second shot should be rather welcoming. Should be safely on deck. That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
And he's made the green. Settles in over the putt. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Frank, to get home in 2 on this par 5, the 7th, you'd need more than a great shot on your second. You'd need like a cannon shot, wouldn't you?
You'd need a cannon off the tee and a cannon for your second. Also, playing down the left side, you're going to make that 600-plus yards play that much longer. Really, the goal here is still make sure you get on the fairway, because this is a difficult fairway to hit, because it steeps down over several different levels, plus it's hardly flat.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope you can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, the swing looks tremendous. And just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Good chance at one. Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. Jordan Spieth can really roll it. Has good feel. And let's see what he does with this putt. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Just a couple of feet. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Eighth hole's a par 3, Frank, with a most unusual green.
I'm really cross at this hole, Rich.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. And it makes the green in regulation. This one just requires a little bit of focus. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
No problem at all. Good putt and stays at 4 under par. Rounding out the front 9 here with this par 4, and hopefully you can walk off onto the second 9, Frank, and say, I mermaid 4 here. Beautiful looking shot right here. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a line like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, getting set for this approach shot, our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
man, not a good shot at all.
It was wicked. Let the birdie blitz begin.
Moving on to the 11th, it's a par 5 right in the middle of Buccaneer Bay. And Frank, this is an ingenious design.
You got to keep both hands on the wheel here, Rich, because there's so many choices involved. Really 5 fairways to hit at, and then there's a landing area in the distance if you can't reach this par 5 and 2. Obviously, the further right you go, the shorter the hole gets. But look how much smaller the fairway gets.
Third shot for Jordan Spieth. Starting to fill it up now. 2 birdies in a row and 7 under for the championship. Frank, this is why gamers love Treasure Island. Because of the challenge. Because of holes like this.
There's always choices to be made. The biggest fairway, do you go for that? Do you go for the longest fairway? Do you go for the shortest fairway? All those choices, those fairways, they're just a little bit bigger than the size of a green. Once you find a fairway, there it is in the distance. That's the pot of gold.
Oh, today. I mean, this is some tough work out here. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Looking at 130 yards now for the second shot.
That was terrible.
Moves to -8. Par 5 13th now at Treasure Island. And Frank, this is a tremendous hole.
Many persons become shipwrecked here at 13, Rich, because of the multitude of choices here. Firstly, with the tee shot, how far you hit it down there, and then, more importantly, with the second shot, so many different options there, even perhaps going for the par 5 and 2. Stay calm, stay dry, and you get through 13.
Easy for you to say, stay calm. Frank, I know you got a round in here at Treasure Island yesterday. How'd you fare?
I got a dose of the Captain Hooks.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, you could say the back nine starts to heat up right about this point in the round.
You could say there's a lot to lava about this one.
This is just at the base of Devil's Cauldron, the volcano, to the right of the player, teeing off here at the 14th.
Yeah, just keep it there as close as you can to the hill or the side of the volcano, and then you just see the green sneak in behind there. Good tee shot and a long tee shot, and then the hole's not too difficult. Hit it short, maybe a little crooked, you're going to find some trouble.
He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. That should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie. No, it can't be. 6 in a row?
This would be 6 in a row. Now minus 10 for the round. Frank, this is where you begin to see almost this ingenious, evil nature of this design by the Pirates here at Treasure Island. It gets punishing to the finish.
It certainly does, Rich. This is also where we start our ascent to the summit of Devil's Cauldron with just a little tempting par 3. Just goes across, has to be flighted well across the ravine, but it's got to be up, it better be high, and it better be long enough.
The grind is about to begin here at the par 3 15th. Each hole from here on out climbing up to the top of the volcano.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often.
Frank, the climb continues here at the 16th. Tricky, especially off that tee. You can see there's trouble there on the left.
Devil's elbow. That's why it's called that, Rich. Aim a little far left, or don't find the landing strip, and you will pay a severe price on this dogleg right par 4. Plus, the green is just sort of cut right into the side of the volcano. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Getting set now over the putt.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Well, Frank, it is time to walk the plank here at the 17th hole.
And don't put a foot wrong if you do. There'll be no help from your parrot as you try and veer a little left on this hole that bends that way. Up and up we go, nearly to the top of the volcano.
Watch your step, matey.
What was he thinking there?
Just need to settle down, relax on this next shot after going out of bounds.
The amount of times somebody splits the fairway after hitting one out of bounds is astronomical.
So playing the third shot right now after having gone OB. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. That's a bit offline in the rough. All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
Frank, I guess it could have been worse.
Yeah, double bogey's not the end of the world. I don't know if I'd want to tell him that right now, but still, at the end of the day, he might realize what a good shot that was.
10 under par on the day. Well, Frank, we thought 17 at TPC Sawgrass was hard. Try hitting it over lava.
I was going to say, this is a lovely finishing hole, Rich. A lovely finishing hole. Should be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Drops for a par. Really good round out there today. What's the mindset, Frank, to keep it going?
The first thing, really, Rich, just try and keep the same composure for tomorrow's round. Get some rest. We know that. Shouldn't really have to hit the range. Swings in good position. Just keep it easy and visualize how tomorrow's going to pan out.